I've been working as a veterinary surgeon here in Whitby for the last 15 years in my father's practice. He set it up in 1948, and as a family we've been serving the local community for more than 50 years.
And how many cows are we going to see today for PD?
About 30 to PD.
Right.
Well, the farmers are having such a very hard time at the moment that I see it as my role not only to help them on the farm and look after their animals, but also to give them some encouragement and to be an ear for them, so they've got somebody else to talk to about the very difficult problems that they're facing. The way I do my work is affected by being Christian in certain ways. Certainly, Jesus' teaching on the way we should live our lives is something I try to follow, and his great golden rule of treating others in the way that you would like to be treated yourself is something that I use on a day-to-day basis to guide me in the decisions I make and the way I work for people and for the animals. Hello, Jill. How can we help you this afternoon?
Well, I'm still a bit worried about her. She's got a cough and she's a bit off her food.
I think sometimes people tend to put health professionals on a pedestal, but really what we do in treating animals, whether it's repairing bones, knitting them back together, or reshaping things, is but nothing compared with the beauty and the complexity and the dexterity with which creation was formed and designed. The more I work with the animals, and the more I have to look into them in great detail, sometimes taking specimens and samples and examining in my laboratory with a microscope, the more I see the wonder of things. And if we're sensitive and we're not arrogant, we can see God and the way he has worked things out, his way, his perfect way, and it can fill us full of faith.
Not bad at all.
And it's all down to you, young lady.
Right now, I'll just get you turned over so I can check your back for pressure sores.
It's the bit I hate. I feel like such a burden.
Oh, give over, it's my job. I see Maggie as a very strong, independent woman. I also think there's a vulnerability there that she doesn't let show too often. It was always my intention to bring to the role the fact that she has a rather nice sort of sense of the ironic and a sense of humour, which I think most of the best nurses I've ever met have.
Do you think we've got anything to learn from that community spirit, that sense of neighbourliness that we see in a community of 40 years ago?
I think it's not so much that we have things to learn from the communities of the 60s. I think it's more that we could remember a little, well, for those of us that do remember the 60s, and I was very, very young, we do have things to remember. Sorry, it's late. We have a sense of community to remember that was very important. I don't think it's that people have become less caring or really more selfish. I think it's just that life is pacier, and we need to catch ourselves up short occasionally and think, oh, I could have dealt with that better, or I could have been nicer there, or I could have been less aware of myself and more aware of that person. But I don't think fundamentally we've lost that. I think we're maybe a little bit out of practice.
Do you think that your values today are based on the values with which you grew up in Yorkshire?
I grew up in a very warm, volatile, Polish, Irish, Catholic family. And yes, I mean, the moral guidelines that my family gave me and my religion gave me, those sort of boundaries are fantastic. And I think they're very important to children. Children like to know where they are.
Has your faith remained important to you?
Oh, my faith is fundamental to who I am. One of the parables I always loved as a child was the parable of the talents, and the idea that it's important to try and make a difference with your life. I don't mean talents in terms of, you know, singing, dancing, acting, anything like that. I mean, I hope by the end of my life I will have made a difference somewhere.
How does it feel to be working surrounded by the North York moors?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's a beautiful landscape. It's a very great sense of majesty there and a feeling of oneness, I suppose, with yourself and with God.
Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the word. Sweet the rain's new fall, sunlit from heaven, like the first dew fall on the first grass. Praise for the sweetness of the wet garden, sprung in completeness where his feet pass. Mine is the sunlight, mine is the morning, born of the one light, Eden so play. Praise with elation, praise every morning, God's recreation of the new day. The new day